Hello everybody, it's your boy Sync. Welcome to another video today. As you can see, we don't have Rumble League pulled up. We are not doing gameplay. Instead, I'm bringing you the very first Rumble League tier list. But before we begin, please like, subscribe, and comment what you would like to see next. I have to give a huge shout out to everyone who's liked and watched my videos so far, as well as a huge shout out to my boy Chap. He helped make this tier list possible. He helped put it together, and this wouldn't be possible without his help. Go down to the description, find his link, and subscribe to him. Anyways, let's get to the tier list. I will be going over every character in the tier they were placed, as well as why I put them there and their pros and cons. Let's go. As you can see, we're going to be going from the D tier all the way up to the S tier. Let's begin with Flux, the only character in the D tier. And I couldn't find a pro for her. She doesn't have a lot of damage, her healing build doesn't do that much. She's just kind of a bad character. She looks like she can do good zoning, but she'll have to receive a major buff in terms of her damage if she wants to make it to the stardom that the other characters have. Next up, we're going to go with, in my opinion, the second worst character in the game, Tiger Varma. He has good damage, good rolling, and you have to be asking, why am I not putting him higher? The answer is, his damage isn't enough to make up for the fact that he has one of the lowest health pulls in the entire game. And the fact that he's so squishy, but he's supposed to play such an aggressive style, it really doesn't help him out. Next up is Uzo. This is the second person in the C tier, and he's kind of the average. He does great damage if you build him right. He's kind of bad if you don't build him right. He takes a lot of know-how. If you don't know how to play him, he's going to be C tier, and if you know how to play him, he's probably going to be maybe B or A tier. He's a decent hero, but I have to put him down in the C tier just for the high skill cap that he takes. Next up is Hammer, the beginning tank, the main man, the Reinhardt of this game. He's fun, I'm not gonna lie. His stuns, his jumps, there's only one thing. He is entirely outclassed by the other two tanks in the game, Meteor Mike and Rose. They just do much better jobs at what he should be doing, which is making space for his team. His health pool is not bad. He's a tank, of course. But I just can't find a reason to justify him any higher. Next up, first in the B tier, the complete middle of the entire game, Beatrice. Okay damage, okay health. Her ultimate is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's really good. And her second ability gives her another shot. But in the end, there's just not enough there for me to justify putting her any higher. Next up is Dominic, the lowest health character in the game, and he's above Tiger Varma and Beatrice. Why? He has a lot of damage, and with his secondary mine and his ultimate dealing a ton more damage, he's a really good character overall. He can fit into almost any team comp you can put together, and I had to put him in the B tier because of it. Next up is Meteor Mike, the second best tank in the game, which is not saying much because there's only 3. But he is a good tank. He has stuns for days. He has everything you can need in a tank. His only disadvantage? He does less than Rose. If you're a tank and you do less than Rose right now, you are not going to be played as much as Rose, who is the best character in the entire game at this moment. Next up, we have Yumiko. She has a great ultimate with Coda, a great secondary with those life-saving shields, but she just doesn't do as much as Emily. She's a good healer, and she can provide some decent debuffs to the enemies, but that's all it is, decent. I can't justify putting her any higher other than top of the B tier. Next up, first in the A tier, we will have Risk. Risk, as my main, kinda wanted to put him higher, but this is all I can do for him. He's fast, he does quite a bit of damage, and he can zone out enemies better than anyone with his ultimate. In the end, his main attacks just don't do enough damage to provide putting him in the S tier, but he still does enough damage, and the fact that he can have a stun with some of his perk tree, which is pretty much the only part of his perk tree you're going to be building, I'm going to put him in the A tier. Next up is Emily, the game's premier support, the best support in the whole game right now out of the two. And there's a simple reason why. She does tons of healing, she can stun the enemy, she can cartwheel back, she is the jack of all trades, master of most, and for that, I have to put her at the top of the A tier, right above Risk. Next up, first in the S tier, we have Arashi. Arashi, he's great. He does tons of damage, he has Death Mark. He does a lot. I've seen Arashis dive by themselves into a team and be able to take out 3 or 4 players, and that's why I've got to put him in the S tier. He's great, but he's not as great as Rose, so that's why he's only second in the S tier. And finally, top of the S tier, best character in the game in my opinion, and don't forget guys, this entire tier list is in my opinion. You are fully in the right to disagree with me or agree with me. I don't care. You are allowed to do what you will. But finally, top of the S tier, we have Rose. Rose is great. Highest health in the game, beating out Meteor Mike and Hammer by 60. And with her ultimate being able to give her regeneration, her second ability allows her to pick apart teams from a distance, and her shotgun dealing absolute massive amount of damage. She is clearly the best character in the entire game. There is almost no counter to her, and I don't even think there is a counter to her. She goes in, she picks apart a team, and she just breaks it down one by one. The only way you're going to beat a Rose is if the Rose is making mistakes. If the Rose is playing how the Rose is supposed to be playing, you're losing that game 10 out of 10 times. There's no other way around it. Anyways, if you guys like this tier list, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below what character you would like to see me play next, or ability you would like to see me feature. Anyways, that is all for this video. I hope you guys had a great time. See you all next video.